Back in, everyone, to the Slim Flippers podcast. I am Wes, and I'm joined again by Steven, the Bearded Find. Steven, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing great. You're a friend of the show. You're a friend of the show for sure. You got me started off a little over a year ago on my very, very first podcast, and how things have changed in that year. We've got a little bit better setup now. You look like you have either dropped some weight or you've got your hair cut or you've done something. I'm trying to figure out what it is. What is exactly you got going on?
So I've gained weight, got gray hair, I'm older, and I'm tired. So
you're just flat out tired.
Telling you, it's been rough. I'm not even gonna lie. Like with just my full time period, like in general, it's been a little challenging. So
let's talk about that for a minute. How do you balance that? Trying to be a reseller and trying to be again full-time worker like me.
I mean, it's not easy. Luckily, so my schedule now is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I work from the office, so I drive from Newton to Mount Holly in North Carolina, and it takes about 45 minutes total, just one way. So by the time I get off work at 5, I'm home by 6 o'clock the latest, and we have to eat, hang out with the family, and then try and do eBay stuff and squeeze in YouTube, which I've been slacking. Not gonna lie.
But you're making time for me tonight, so I appreciate you doing that.
Oh yeah, well I changed my schedule. I worked from home today, so it was a little bit better. I sort of told a fib, but it's all good.
Oh, well, then we need to wait to put this one out.
No,
this was a long time ago. This did not occur anytime here in June. So,
but yeah, I mean, we've gotten a little bit better handle on things. Trying to come up with like just a schedule in general, and like as far as eBay stuff, we Saturday and Sunday is when we try and like photograph and get everything saved in drafts and stuff like that as much as possible, so that way through the week I don't have to worry about it. Summertime's here. Like I don't have a lot to do with like recreational sports or nothing like that, but now I've got to cut grass, I've got like house chores, I've got like the honey-do list, like all that stuff. And so I was like, man, I get rid of one thing, like, and now like wintertime, it's not like I don't have to worry about cutting grass, but like I have to worry about sourcing more because it's wintertime. I have to change it up. And summertime is here, and I'm like, crap, I got to start cutting grass. I got like, we got birthdays coming up, we got graduation stuff, we've got like all kind of different things. It's crazy, hectic schedule, but it's all good.
Well, you have those things come to you, and like this weekend, I've got the anniversary coming up. So, it seemed like it's relentless. You know, a birthday's coming at you, anniversary's coming at you. I just went to my granddaughter's recital last weekend, so there's something constantly going on.
Always. How many things do you list a day?
I try my best to list at least, of course, the bottom line is 5, but I'm shoot for like 10 to 15 every day.
Okay. That's now, are you also taking consideration old listings that you're like taking down and redoing?
Yep, taking those down, trying to go back. And I've really, here in the last month, I went through my really, really old listings that I know are not going to sell, and I've just been purging them. And just donating them back to Goodwill and whatever else, because I'm just tired. I'm tired of being like a storage container. You know what I mean? And it's,
trust me,
it's freed my for sure. So speaking of storage containers, you bought one. I remember when we first started talking on my very first podcast, you had just purchased a building.
Yes.
Is that thing about full now?
So it's that's a 12 by 32, I think.
It's a fairly good size one.
Yeah, it's fairly good size. I would say, like, so where my office is, like, the building's like really right there at the window, but I can't really turn the camera, but you actually be able to see it. We've got 3 metal shelves in there full of totes and inventory. A shelf for like boxes, cabinet for like different supplies and stuff, and then 2 work tables. We've had it for about this. I think this year's a year now, and it's been full for 11 months. And so the whole point of getting that building, right, was to eliminate inventory in the house. Like, take the inventory out.
How's that working out for you?
Put it in the building. Well, so my dining room is still full with listed stuff and non-listing stuff, and my studio, the room I'm in right now, I've got 5 boxes full of like a ton of inventory behind me. And not only is it stuff like, so we did Whatnot for a little bit, and I wasn't consistent with it. Sort of fell off, mainly because of the inventory that we were getting at the time. Like, it just wasn't good.
And so let me stop you right there real quick. So when and I'm not signed up for Whatnot at all, but when you do have Whatnot, don't you have to be vetted as far as your inventory, what you have?
I mean, not really at first. They were very strict. They wanted you to have basically inventory to where you could sell constantly. I mean, that's their goal. Like, they don't want people to not have inventory. I mean, I got plenty of inventory, but the inventory I got, it's I can't, even though I let it sit on my shelf for months, and I don't know, for example, I've got a Dyson, brand new in the box, Dyson Airwrap, like, curler for women. Super expensive item, right? Like $500 something. If I would put that on Whatnot currently, like the following I've got, and I haven't did the show in forever, I'll do a pop-up show, I would get probably $100 for it. But on eBay, it's listed for $475. I'm like, even though I'm gonna sit on it for a little while, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I know they say, like, it's a quick nickel or whatever the saying is, but I want to try and maximize as much profit as I can. If that means I got to sit on it for a little while, then so be it. Which last year was our biggest year that we've ever did on eBay. So we're doing something right, apparently. So
so what was it that slowed your Whatnot down? Just your regular job and just having the time to put to it?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, because Whatnot, I mean, you can literally go live and, like, I mean, while we're doing this podcast or this show, I can literally have Whatnot up right now and, like, for 15 minutes sell something. I mean, time is not the issue. It's just
that's actually not a bad idea.
It's not. I mean, like, you
literally Whatnot show during the podcast.
Yeah. But it's not. Time is not the issue with it. I mean, because 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, that's no issue. The biggest thing that I saw is, for example, I've got an item underneath my desk here, and I tried selling this on the show, right? So this is a brand new Google Pixel Slate. It's probably not going to focus. Yeah, so it's brand new Google Pixel Slate. I picked this thing up for like $200 from a guy off of Facebook, right? He won it off of like a work thing. And he was like, I'm not going to use it. He's like, here. He's like, just come get it. Give me $200. I was like, sweet. It's an $800 item. And I pulled the listing up on whatnot. I'm like, hey, you can't get these in at Best Buy no more. Amazon, it's not available. eBay, there's one listed for $1,400. I was like, the retail price on this thing was like $800. That's how much it was going for on Best Buy. Someone was like, I'll give you $150 for it. I'm like, no. Like, no.
200.
I'm like, I know we're a small channel, and you know, it's more of like family community style. You know, but it's just smaller channels are very hard to grow when you don't have the correct. It's not really inventory, but it's more of like your dollar amount that's in that item. Like if I went to Goodwill bins and it was like $1.89 a pound and like super cheap, then yeah, I can sell that stuff all day long and make money off of it. The bin stores that we normally go to, the Amazon bin stores, it's $15 with tax for every item. So the strategy I had was we would get 30 items. 10 would go on eBay, it would pay for everything, and then the rest would be straight profit. And I stick to that for a while, but then the bin store started going downhill a little bit, which I knew it was coming. So like they just weren't getting really good stuff. The other bin store that's close to me, they actually ended up closing. Both locations. So, and they were $7. But
is that the store where you bought something off that guy, like the watch, the Apple Watch or something?
So that's the one that's in Concord. That's the one that's $14 plus tax, or $15 an item.
Okay.
So that's the one that I still go to from time to time. The other one was called Bin 5. They actually, the Hickory location, they shut it down, and then they turned it into they partnered with another bin store called Buggy Busters. And it's a new motto. It's like half bin store and half online auction. So you can actually log into their website, buggybusters.com. They've got one in North Carolina, and then one, I think, in Alabama. No. Atlanta, something like that. And then you can just bid on the item. That's actually what I've been doing here lately, because the bin store just hasn't been really that good. Plus, so Thursday, Friday I work from home. Friday I would just leave in the morning time and go to the bin store, and then get back around lunchtime and act like I've been working all day. So. Like,
oh boy.
But that's what I've been doing. And here lately, it hasn't been good. The manager's not really that great. They're not really promoting the good items. So like when they do a video before, like it will show all the good stuff to make everyone come in. And because that's the whole thing, like you want everyone to come in on like your restock. So that way you get as many people in the door, sell as many items as possible. Well, they're showing, like this last video, it was a preview video, and they said, yeah, we've got a bunch of diapers. There's one pair of AirPods, 3 like Beats, like the earbud Beats, a bunch of food, and etc. And I'm like, I really don't want to go. But I missed out the previous week because they actually had some good stuff they didn't show in the video. So I told Crystal, I was like, I'm just going to go. Hopefully it's going to be good. Find some good stuff and have a good day. Nah, it
Didn't
was horrible.
happen.
It was a bunch of Swiss cake rolls.
Ugh.
I'm like, I'm not paying $14 for a box of Swiss cake rolls. You crazy? Like, no.
Have you found that that's affecting your sourcing? Because you used to do that a lot. I know you used to buy a lot of those higher dollar items buy high, sell high, or whatever. You kind of stay away from the junk items, the $5 and $10 things is what I guess I would call junk items. But how has it affected your sourcing, and where are you going now since you don't do that?
So, I mean, like, we still go from time to time to where you've been in the store. Buggy Busters is actually where I've been getting, I would say, probably about 60% of my inventory now. The good thing is with that stuff is it's an auction. It's an online auction. So I'm competing with other local people. And for example, like a GoPro, right? GoPro, say this is the 12. It's brand new in the box. It's on their website. And it says retail price is $350. So the auction just ended today. So they'll post new stuff tonight. And then it will end. It's Monday, Tuesday. So it'll end on Wednesday. It'll start like closing Wednesday morning around 9 o'clock. So you've got time to go in there, look at the items, see which ones you want to save, and etc. But you also have to keep in mind the condition. So some of them says like new open box, some says used, some says new. So for example, the GoPro, it says new in box. So I'm bidding on it, and the very last day comes up, and you got 3 minutes left, and I'm bidding on it. And I know on eBay these things will retail, or I can sell it on eBay for, we'll say $300, brand new in the box. So take in consideration your fees and stuff like that, and your profit that you want to make. So I don't want to be in it no more than like $150. Like if I spend $150 and I can make like $100 off of an item, I'm fine with that. It's no problem for me. But I won't do is spend $300 and lose money. So you have to be careful on it. But the good thing is when you go pick up your item, you actually can test your item there.
Oh, that's good.
To see if it's good. So it's not like like a typical auction where it's as is, you're stuck with it. Good luck. So that I do like. I am a fan of that. We've come across some items where it's not been no, just take it off the invoice. It's no good. It's supposed to be new, or it's supposed to be new, but it was used. So they'll actually give you an option to where if you want to keep it, they'll give you like a discount. So I've used it in my favor a little bit of times, but not a lot. Like if it's like new open box, but it's got like some hair in it, I'm like, look, it's used. Give me a little bit of a discount. I'll look up, see what sold comps are on eBay for used, and then we'll work out a deal. So I think right now we used to be at like a 60% margin. Whenever like gross, like not gross, yeah, I'll say gross wise is like 60 to 70%. But then now with the auction stuff, we're dropped down because we're paying more for it. So we're pushing more like probably like about a 40% margin.
I mean, that looking at your year so far, here we are in June. As far as your numbers, you're talking about down to 40% margins. How does your year look so far as compared to last year?
Tell you, I had the spreadsheet pulled up that I was using. So last year, I'll share that real fast because I know that number off the top of my head. That total, and this was not just eBay, but this was total. Yeah, I think we were doing Whatnot, local sales, and eBay. We did 105,000 last year. That was before fees and all that stuff, of course.
I can buy you another building to stick out there, get you another warehouse going.
I need one.
Well, don't tell me again you want to get it out of your house because you're just like me playing Tetris all day long.
I am.
Stick stuff everywhere.
Let's see, January, March.
Do you still go out and source yard sales? Do you still get out and do that?
We do. We actually went to a couple this year, and it was not bad. It was actually pretty decent. We went to one of them, and it was picked up some cameras, like some Canon cameras, and different stuff like that. But still, the area where I sourced that, I still had to pay up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's almost like the same scenario as the auction. The stuff in our area is just not, it's not the greatest when it comes to like yard sales or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to drive a little bit. So, I mean, we do go, but it's not like every single week.
I've niched down to different things that I know I don't want to spend a lot of time. I do a lot of drive-by yard selling. See, we've got you into your computer tonight, so you're going to be off and running. Got your Whatnot show coming up next.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I don't think I'm going to be. I think I'm Whatnotted out. I think personally, it's
really
probably. I mean,
you're like the second person I've talked with that said they're just over it.
I mean, I'll say this: Whatnot is good if you can get a following. I mean, if you can get a following, then yeah, do it all day long.
Yeah, it's easy when you come on there and you've got 50 to 100 people in there waiting on you to show stuff. But you go in, you got one person watching. You're like, here, I'll run anything. Just tell me what you want to see. Yep. They're just sitting there going, And
I mean, I know Josh did a video, or Harry Tornado did a video where he had basically his backup account, and he went on there and sold one item, didn't show his face or anything like that. He's like, see, anyone can do it. I'm like, yeah, anyone can go on there and do that. That's not an issue. I was like, the issue is when you have an item where your cost is so much,
mm-hmm.
and you're trying to sell it to make money, and you know in your head how much that item is worth. But people that are in your room are wanting a really good deal. There's resellers in there trying to find stuff to flip online to make money. And you spend $15 on an item and you sell it for $20, and it's $100 item. It's like, at least give me 50% mark. Like, give me 50% of retail.
Right.
Something like.
Well, I will say, I'm sure you remember this. I did buy a pair of shoes from you.
You did.
So
I did
try to. They're good. They're good. My wife, she's enjoying them. So
I still got plenty of more if you need some more.
Well, I was at least trying to help your cause.
Well, I appreciate it. I do. I mean, it's like, so we watched Renzi and them, like they blew up on there selling shoes, and I'm like, Let's do it. We can sell some shoes. No issue at all. Shoes is like one of the hardest things I've ever in my life sold. Like,
I don't even buy them anymore. I've just quit trying to even sell them. I think, Stephen, it goes all the way back to, like you said, your following. If you don't have the numbers, it's just not going to fly. It's very hard. It's just very hard. And that's why I really haven't even tried to dabble with Whatnot. Now, on here, thanks to you and your credit, you got me started, like we said, a little over a year ago. My very first podcast. This is my 31st podcast.
Nice.
On the Slim Flippers. So it's a slow drip, but we've been doing good, getting better. Each one, I believe. I had several really good guests on here. But I'm not dabbled into the Whatnot world because I have on this channel right here, I have 143 subscribers. That's 143 more than I had this time last year when I started this channel with you. So it's a slow grow. But you hit the nail on the head just a little while ago. You have to have people coming in there
You do.
Just like the night of the show that you had that I bought the shoes. I think you only had like 3-4 people in there, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like our main category at that time was electronics. Like it was nothing for me to sell 100 items and make, close to $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like no issue at all. We would be on there for a long time. And then we tried doing the shoes. And then we got a bunch of heated jackets and vests.
I remember those. I remember you showed a couple of those on one of my podcasts with you.
And I ordered more like a dummy. Still got some because I was like, they're going to sell and whatnot. Like, this can be amazing. It's going to be really good. But I guess the jackets retailed for over $200. I had them starting off at $100 for a brand new.
How much did you pay for them though? Each
$50. So even if I sold one for $100, then I was good. Like I had enough covered and everything else.
Right.
But what people didn't understand is that the battery alone, if you would put that battery on eBay, it was a $75 battery. Just like if you just sold the battery.
Why don't you go through all your jackets and just pull all the batteries out and just sell them?
So we've got
and then have a bonfire that back there behind your building.
It's just a really good quality jacket. Like people were telling me it's gonna be a bad winter. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stock up on these things. I'm gonna make a killing. Like I got this. We didn't even get snow here. I was so sad. No snow, nothing. It was cold, but no snow.
Right.
But I mean, I think we still have about 50 jackets left. Or more. Maybe more.
And that's down from how many that you bought? How many did you purchase?
So the first one we bought a total of like 60. And then I reordered probably another 60. I probably have more than 50 jackets. I don't even want to know.
So you're looking for a big North Carolina snow in the mountains over there to come your way.
I am. Like I am ready for it. I promise you that. To answer your question earlier, we've done close to $40,000 in sales.
Wow. This year already, huh?
Yeah. And then January was really good. We did almost 10,000 in January. And then February dropped a little bit. And then it's just gradually kept going up over time. So I think right now we're at, for this month, 3,500 so far for the month of June.
How often when you're out driving those 45 minutes do you see yard sale signs and you go, I've got 5 minutes?
I'll say this, so we're in a small town called Newton, and you might see 1 or 2 yard sale signs. Mm-hmm. And we do have an event coming up this weekend to where the park actually turns into like a big flea market. So we'll probably end up going to that. Probably do like a little video on that one. I think that's it. I think that's the only thing major. And I think there's like some community yard sales in other town, like a town beside of us, Mooresville. It's like a little bit higher end neighborhood. And we'll probably end up going to a couple of those, but I want to get into estate sales. We've done one estate sale, and we did really good with that stuff. So I'm going to go to some more. But the only issue is, like, it's to get the good stuff, you have to go on Friday. So I'm like, I was struggling because...
Well, that is true. But if you can hit it just like on the second day when they drop the price down, like 50% or whatever, you can actually find some good things as well. Because that's something my wife and I have been doing.
Okay.
We've been going to more and more estate sales. I went to one. So they had one. It was the weekend before, and then they had a parking problem because people were trying to pull up in the yard, and it was creating a mud bath basically. So they just ended the estate sale, and they said we'll pick it up next weekend. Well, on that Saturday, they had everything at 75% off.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what you get into like in estate sales. I like going to estate sales. They're fun. You don't know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
You get into man cave things, and that's what's really cool. They got a lot of signage if you're into that kind of thing. But yeah, that's something that we've been doing here recently. So I encourage you to go to more and more estate sales because you'll find a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah. See, and I think that's my like I need to get out of the bubble that I'm in and look for other types of products, not just like new in box and stuff like that. Even though I love that stuff, like it's great. I mean, it's sells quick. It's really good money, but I mean it's only a matter of time until that type of sourcing dries up. It's going to.
Well, and you even said that with your bin store that you had that was your honey hole. Like you said, 2 of them went away.
Yep.
And for you to either maintain or even grow, you've got to diversify.
Oh yeah.
Where you're getting your products from, and that's something that took me a while to figure that out because I was going to yard sales buying $1-2 items. Well, you're not going to get a whole lot, you know. So you gotta think a little higher. You got to spend a little bit more money. My wife this past weekend found 2 bags that they sell lounge fly, the Game of Thrones. She purchased 2 of them. She paid up a little bit for them, but she ended up making like $40 each bag.
Nice.
So
yeah, Loungefly is a really, really great bag product.
And these 2 were brand new. They were brand spanking new. Yes.
Wow.
Both of them. And she paid up a little bit for them, and she was nervous about it, but we had them, I think, 2 days, and they're gone.
Yeah. I mean, and that's as long as you do the research to look up the items. Like I'm not going to go. Okay, for example, so we went to Nashville, right, for Ray's Nashville flipper thing. What was the name of the thing? Nashville meetup, and
which I was not at, and wish I could have been. I had a couple people saying, "Why are you not here?"
Yeah, he's right down the road from you.
I know. I had some stuff going on, so.
Well, you have to come to the next one because it was fun. So calendars are really big right now, like vintage calendars.
I did not know that.
So we went to Goodwill Bins there, and Crystal found this. So it's a 1991 Michael Jordan calendar, right?
Wow.
It's not why is it not focusing? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, you're thinking, like, it's going to be wrote in. It's going to be, like, scribble, scrabble everywhere. But, like, they never wrote in any of the months. So, like, each month has a different pose for Michael Jordan.
Wow.
And so for 2024, you can use a 1991 calendar and the dates line up on it. So people are looking for like vintage calendars like this one. Now this one doesn't sell for a lot of money. It's like $10. But if it's brand new, like if this was brand new sealed, then easily over $100.
Right.
For a 91 calendar. I would have never thought it.
Now, do you have that one listed? Or are you hanging on to it?
No, I'm going to hang on to this one. Yeah. So that way I'm like, I mean, it's got like a little damage in the corner. But I'm like, if I hang on to this for a couple more years, right? And if I can possibly get Michael Jordan to sign this thing each month, I could possibly.
Wow, you're looking for 12 signatures.
Yeah. Like, look.
And one for you, of course, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like big old signature right here underneath, like right there, it's Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And then each month, look, man, I give you $20. Just sign every month. And then it's gonna be worth some good money. You're
probably better off giving him a box of cigars.
That's gonna cost
he,
more than
he,
a calendar.
he likes to play golf and smoke cigars. That's what he does.
But I mean, just stuff like that. I mean, it's like I would have never looked at that ever. And it's just, finding stuff like that. I mean, so
And you said that was a Benz fine?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Benz. I really do. My wife, her skin crawls when we go in there, but she always comes out every single time, Stephen, with better stuff than I have. I mean, she's very good at the clothes section, and she's got an eye for just about every single thing. And I'm looking at it like, well, I love this place, but she's the one that really has the eye for pulling things out.
Yeah. I mean, it's like ours is okay. Like we have one like 10 minutes down the road from us. And it's okay. You have to get there early, just like any other, like when the store first opens up. We found some good stuff there before, like a sealed Rosemary's Betamax. Like, I think we picked up probably like 20 Betamax movies, and might have spent like, I don't know, $50 on all of it.
Do you have a beta player?
No.
I do.
Do you really?
I do.
Well, if you need some movies to watch, have like a little movie date, I got you. I got some beta movies on my eBay page if you need some.
Well, if you need to watch your movies, I've got you.
The player is actually like very valuable.
Yeah.
Like that's who's it? Chase, or what's his name? There's a guy on YouTube. Funny guy. He was saving up to get a Tesla truck, and he bought a bunch of Betamax video players. Didn't know what they were, and he got them, and eventually figured out what they were, and they were selling for like $300 each.
So maybe I need to put mine on then, huh? Because I do not have it listed at all.
Maybe, or just hang on to it and see what happens. I mean, I didn't know, like, when I thought they were VHSs. I was like,
right,
like this bunch of VHSs. But then I started looking like, what's a Betamax?
Well, they come out about, I think it was either right before or about the same time as VCRs, and they've got the one spool. And of course, VCR tapes have two.
So I know the Beta came out because there was something before the Betamax.
Yeah, I can't quite remember.
I figured that'd be up there with your time frame.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, I'm getting there.
I was a kid, Stephen. I was a kid. That's all right. Hey, you've had offshoots of these gray ones in your beard. Don't act like you haven't.
I still got right there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I pluck mine or use a Sharpie.
You're just gonna pluck them. Two more is gonna come back in. So
yeah, it does. Like look at this right here. Like that's all gray.
Wow, dude.
I think mine is just more stress.
It's stress. Stress is gonna kill you, dude.
Well, so we've been talking about that, and I think it's almost time to take the plunge.
Go full time. That was going to be my last question for you. So how long are you going to give it before you do go full time?
So I talked to my boss and I told him, and I was like, because we had a review coming up, and he was like, he's like, Steven, this is exactly what he told me. He's like, you do a lot for this department. He's like, you're always coming up with new ways to help us to grow, to bring in, different kind of software, different kind of ideas. He's like, you're always thinking outside the box when it comes to sales. He's like, I love it. He's like, you're a go-getter. And I'm like, okay. I'm hearing in my head, cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm talking like a good, decent raise here coming up.
Raise.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, keep talking. Like, okay. And he was like, yeah. He's like, it's he was like, just, between us and everything, he's like, it's a lot of people's not going to be getting anything. And I'm like, okay. He's like, but he's like, I was able to go to bat for you and get you something. I was like, okay, let's see that number.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm like, okay, you piqued my interest now.
Yeah.
And It was 3%. I'm like,
Hmm. That's not exactly where your numbers were, was it?
no, because I told him flat out before we had our review and everything, like weeks before that. I told him, I was like, I know what I'm worth. I was like, I know what my time is worth. I know what my knowledge is worth. I was like, and I know what I'm worth to this company. I was like, when I look at my salary, and I don't care. I'm blunt about what I do, what I make. I don't care. I'm an open book. We have two departments. We have an inside sales rep, and we have an outside sales rep. I used to be an admin for outside sales reps, so I know how much they make commission, and they're strictly commission. So they get 2.5% of total sales. So let's do some math real fast. Let's say they do $8 million. You times that by 2.25%. It's $180,000. I want you to guess how much inside sales rep make.
I have no clue.
Inside sales rep, I make 42. I manage over 3,500 customers if I was full time. Now, and it also gives me a chance to work on the YouTube portion. Growing that. We're working on starting another company that's going to be passive income. So like there's a lot of things that we have in works. So I told my boss, I was like, I had a company that I was looking at, and their starting pay was 50. I want 50. Like I need to be at 50,000. I was like, because we're looking to get a house, we're looking to do this, and this. I've got a big vision I want to do. I need 50. Plain and simple. Nah. I got
Can't do it.
I got like $1,700. So I'm at like 43 and some change now. I'm just like, are you kidding me? So that really put everything into perspective for me. So I told my boss, I was like, you got 2 years. Like, I'm going to give you 2 years. If things don't start changing, if I don't start making more money, I can't. Like, for my health, my sanity, I've got to do something and make a change. And I told him, I was like, 2 years. Now, whether if I stick to that, that's different. But I really think that, and I know it's me, I know it's in my head, because, so growing up, I started working when I was 14. I've always worked. I've always did something to earn money because growing up, we didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot of income coming in, nothing like that. So what I was able to work and make was, my clothes and stuff like that. So fast forward now, Crystal is a very strong woman. She makes really good money. And when I tell her that, I'm like, she's like, but that's just in your head. She's like, we can make it and you not be A&E. I'm like, but I was like, I understand that. I was like, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to be looked at as like I'm mooching off of her because I don't have a full-time job.
I don't think people would look at you like that. I don't see that at all, especially nowadays. Women make a lot of money now. And, I wouldn't say that as be a big deal either. You could jump into your resale full time. And like you said, your numbers are good. Yeah. Where could they be? Could you go from good to great?
Yeah. And see, man, that's what I'm struggling with. It's, still battling, like doubt, dealing with depression. It's it can really get to you because like I want this to be so big. Like I want to be able to, and when people look back at my life, I want them to see like he did something. He made a change. Like he was able to make an impact on people. That's the reason why I do the YouTube. It's not because like I want to be like millions and millions of followers. To me, it's not about making money off of YouTube. It's about leaving my imprint to where people can learn from it.
And that's why I do this channel, and I'm on the Finders Flippers Resale podcast. I like to learn stuff, know, and when I started this one, and you being my very first guest, I I had zero knowledge when we very first talked. I was just like, I'm shooting from the hip, But in 2 years that I've been a reseller, I've come quite a long ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you are being impactful. It just depends on, Stephen, what you feel like makes you successful.
Yeah.
And you really got to ask yourself those questions. Do you value money? Do you value your time? There's a lot of important things, and you being a married man, kids, those.
Not yet.
Well, I'm just saying when kids come along, those are the things that I, as a dad, value over anything else.
Yeah.
To me, everything else is just fun.
Yeah.
But you get to a point, and you're still a young man, so you've got some time. But you just got to value what's more important to you, the dollar or your time.
Yeah. And I think it's getting there. Talking with people, talking with, different family members, and I think the biggest struggle that I have, and you're not going to believe me when I say this, it was a saying that was told to me when I first started doing all this, when I first joined YouTube, when I first started doing reselling and stuff like that, was from my mom. She would tell everyone, "Oh, he could sell ice to an Eskimo. He can sell anything." I'm like, okay, cool. But when I told her, like, yeah, I'm starting up a company, like starting my own business, and she's like, "What are you gonna be doing?" I'm like, reselling, like buying stuff and selling it. I was like, and then we're gonna be doing YouTube. She's like, "Oh, don't quit your day job," and I'm like, "Oh, so you don't think I can do this? Like, you don't support me, you don't believe in me, and like, we don't have a great relationship as it is now, but just hearing that from your mom, it's like, okay, like, well, if I do quit my day job, like, am I going to be like how I used to be, and like having to move in? Like, it was like, I don't know.
Regardless, do you believe in you is the question.
I'm getting there. I think that's one of the struggles that I have is like just trying to overcome what people have told me and see what I can do. See what once I put my time into something, see what it can develop into, and not really rely on other people to do it, but rely on myself to do it. I'm getting there. It's taking me a little bit of time because it's a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. Like I mentioned earlier, like we're starting up another company to where it's passive income, and it's claw machines. So it's not like the big ones. They call them mini claw machines.
Right.
Take up 1 square foot, so literally like this right here, like that size space on the floor, and they're pretty tall, and they're not big. So I mean, as long as you get your product super cheap, you set out the payout rate, you put it in a good location, and it makes money, and you just go and collect weekly, every other week, whenever, right? And so I found a group of guys that was doing this class and like training people and etc., like getting them up and going. I paid like $1,200 to get it all going. I'm having to do all the work. Like they're not, like, the website looked horrible. My logo looks stupid. And I ended up paying the guy who did my original logo for the Beer Defines. I'm like, hey, will you help me out? I need a logo. So he helped me out. And then it was just different stuff. So I told Chris, I was like, I've got to start relying on myself, because if I rely on others, unfortunately, they can let you down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I'm like, mentally, I'm trying to get there. It's taken me a little bit of time because of everything that I went through growing up, plus my past and everything else. But
think, Stephen, of things that that you've been successful before in your life, okay, and focus on those things.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I encourage you to do, because I think you can do it. You just got to have that want to just go and make that leap. But it's a tough leap. I have to admit, it is a very tough leap. I will be part-time until I retire from my teaching job. Of course, my teaching is my first love. But that's where I'm supposed to be. I feel like God has put me where I'm supposed to be in that job, and I'm very happy with what I do. But this reselling thing is, it's fun to me. Yeah. I enjoy meeting the people. I enjoy hearing the stories, because you go to these yard sales and people just want to talk. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, hey, how are you, Slim? Somebody called me Slim on Saturday. I said, that's perfect, because I'm 6'6", right at 200 pounds, and they're just like, wow, this little tall figure. Look at this guy, and then that just leads into other things, talking about this, talking about that. But that to me is just fun, Yeah. And if you're not having fun, is it really worth it?
Exactly. So when we went to Nashville for the meetup, it was the last day. We were all hanging out. We had just got back from downtown Nashville, so it was me, Crystal, Happy and Grumpy, a rural squirrel, her aunt.
I had just had Happy and Grumpy on here right before that.
They told me that they were on your on the show and everything, and I was like, really? They was like, yeah. I was like, how was it? They were like, it was good. He's like, Happy was like, he asked some really good questions. I was like, good. I was like, did you have fun? And Grumpy was like, yeah. I was like, that's a lot coming from you. I started laughing.
Get Grumpy to laugh and smile and have fun. That's doing pretty good. You should have said to him, well, I got him started. So
I thought, they asked me if we ever did a show together, and I was like, yeah. I was his first guest.
But that's what I was talking about earlier. I've come a long way. I've got my little logo up here, which I do need to get that changed. That I've had that one for a while. I'd like to get something that shows a tall, thin me with the hair, because I got to see the point on it and everything.
I used to do that same look. Actually, my badge is that hairstyle.
Is it really? Well, when I'm reffing, I have people, say that they'll say stuff to me, and just to kind of get them off my back, I say, hey, will you be honest with me? I will. Does the stripes make me look taller, or does my peak at my point in my hair make me look taller?
That's funny.
It makes me about another inch and a half. So I'm about 6'7.5" now.
Take advantage of it. I wish I was tall and slim. I'm 5'9", probably like 270. I'm like, I need that.
Well, I am looking to meet up with other resellers. A couple weeks ago, I was in Panama City Beach, and David Beckham, who's the Breeze Flippers, and Mike, the Death Pile Picker, they live down there. And Mike he called me and he said, hey, I know you're down here. You want to meet up somewhere and let's go eat? And I said, sure. So I got to meet up with those guys. It's the first people that I've actually got to meet face to face.
And it was fun too, wasn't it?
It was fun. We had a really good time. We sit there and we ate at Rudy's down in Panama City Beach. It's a barbecue place. But we had a really, really good time. And I know we were talking off camera about going to the Benz or something over in maybe Asheville, North Carolina, and meeting up with you and maybe Stuart, the other guy that I'm on the Finder Slippers Resale podcast with, and Johnny. But yeah, that would be fun to try to get together. Maybe a few other people would want to join us. And just, meet up and talk with each other. That'd be a lot of fun.
And I think that's what I love about the resale community. Whenever we were down there in Nashville, it felt right. Like, how like when you get around like a group of people and you're talking and it's like, like I could take it or leave it.
Right.
But like when we were sitting there talking, like we were just having fun. Like we didn't really care. And that's what I was telling Crystal. I was like, to me, I had more fun doing that than like going to the Benz or like doing other stuff, like just hanging out and like talking and seeing how other people are doing and like getting their history. Like, how did you get started? Like, where do you see yourself at in a couple of years? Just get to know people.
Right. And it's like when we will eventually meet at some point, but I'm going to feel like I know you because we have talked for over a year now. We've, we've been on several podcasts together. But yeah, I'm going to be like, there's Steven. What's up, man?
I might shave my beard, so you might not remember me.
Well, that is all the time that we have this evening on the Slim Flippers podcast. Again, Steven, a friend of the show, I want to thank you for joining me again. It was fun to catch up with you and hear what's going on in your resale world and everything else. Again, we wish you continued success and maybe, something in your near future where you do become a full-time reseller.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I appreciate you, having me on here. Every time we come on here, it's always fun. Whether if we're catching up or we're just talking. I mean, I enjoy it. So I really appreciate you.
It's definitely a good time, and I appreciate you so much. Well, take care of yourself, and we will chat later.
All right, sounds good.